Why? Hello. Oh, why is Squeeze Kriwell Shula? Houston Close Squeeze Chinat. I am the executive director and founder of Kuchin He, a Native American language and culture, education, and mental health nonprofit. Oh, there's my, that was where I was supposed to be. Anyways, this is Bella. Bella is 3 years old, and she is at a language and culture camp making spitzen, which is hemp dog bane rope. And during this activity, she is getting things like balanced levels of serotonin from good bacteria in the soil. She is getting increase in her dopamine baseline from the sun, as well as vitamin D, which regulates over 1,000 different genes, which is really important to combating epigenetic trauma from colonization. She is getting things like oxytocin from a positive and loving community. She is hearing and responding to her native language, which increases her neural infrastructure, which gives her increased cognitive function, increased ability to cope, as well as cultural strength and resilience. She is also learning things like social emotional skills by being part of a team and working together towards a common goal of making a dip net for salmon. She is also learning things like math through measuring and pattern observation. She is learning science through life sciences of our ethnobotany, as well as indigenous technology. It pretty much covers every single educational domain, as you can see. But unfortunately, once Bella reaches the age where she has to be by law educated by state standards, she is at risk for low educational outcomes, such as dropout, such as being overly punished for her inherited epigenetic and intergenerational trauma responses, and a lack of culturally responsive education that doesn't engage her, which leads her to feel insecurity and low self-esteem. She is at risk of, sorry, I didn't bring my glasses today. But I also want to mention that to date, since the boarding school era, Native American children in this country have the lowest educational outcomes. In Washington State, they are the highest disciplined by race. In Washington State, it's Pacific Islanders and Native Americans who are lowest at meeting standard. And not to mention that the Eurocentric education system is altering the physical brain wiring of our children while our languages and our cultures die. So what we aim to do is to create spaces, materials, and resources from our ancestral wisdom, working with our first language speakers, aimed at mental health. So educational outcomes does not reflect the intelligence of our children. It reflects the system. It reflects their trauma. And so what we aimed is to show people if we use our language and our culture to heal them, you'll be seeing a lot more of us in these spaces. I will tell you that, because they're brilliant. Our children are brilliant, and it's the system that's failing them. And so we are aiming to increase their mental health through our language and our culture, which increases educational outcomes, which opens the door for socioeconomic opportunity, which aids in good physical health, because stress cortisol can weaken the immune system and cause all kinds of things. We could be in all these little, all the different sectors of solve, because our culture addresses all of it, not just education. Like, I'm probably getting waved down already. Anyways, meet the team. Our team consists of 9 Southern Interior Salish women. We have experience in all levels of education, administration, data, marketing. One day I messaged them and I said, hey, do you guys want to play nonprofit with me? They said, yeah. So here we are. And that's the most important part, is we love the work. We're passionate about it. We have respect and adoration for each other. And so I think that that's what's really hopeful about our project, because we have such a good working relationship. These are some of our elders that we work with, our first language knowledge keepers, and our youngest here in the picture with the cowboy hat. He is about 66. He's our youngest first language speaker. And these are the brilliant minds that help support us to keep intact cultural integrity. Because although I am Native, I still am fighting myself the neural influences of a Western Eurocentric education system. So these are the folks who make sure that we keep our cultural integrity intact. These are our partners. We are so humbled to be part of MIT Solve. And we are, although we work with ancient ancestral wisdom, and work has been long in the making, we are brand new as a nonprofit. We're very green. We need support with like capacity building and funding and how to even ask people for funding or where do you look for things, you know? So that's pretty much where we are asking for support is like, we have zero time. Our elders, they're the bridge from our ancestral knowledge to now. And our youngest is 66. We have no time for the learning curve. So help me, please be better, be more efficient at what we're doing because we have no time. So thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
What do I do?